Lee is recording because a few people weren't able to make it here today, so we're going to use the pulpit even though you guys are right there, so don't mind us. I just want to first say thank you to everybody for all your generosity. Events like this are definitely once in a lifetime opportunities, and so we especially thank the congregation for their generosity, their support, their prayers, because it is changing their lives. And I will say, for the best part of me personally, was getting to see each and every one of us grow and change in our faith and our understanding of God's love and how great it is for us. And so I just want to start off just by saying thank you so much. So we'll just take a little bit. Everyone has some things to share. I will say that you might hear a few things more than once, and I told the kids that that's okay because we really want to hear each of their perspectives. And so for some things might be like the best part of their trip, and for other people it might be the least favorite part of the trip. And my favorite part of the trip was getting poured on in New Orleans. That happened to be Charlie's least favorite part of the trip. So you will hear different perspectives and different voices from everyone. And so I also want to say is if you see any of these people or myself after this and you want to hear more, we could talk for, I think Emmett said 6 days. He could talk and tell you second by second recap. So thank you so much.
All right, I have it written down because it's kind of a lot of stuff to remember, but.
And we are a little sleep deprived since our plane landed at 12:30 this morning.
All right, so I'm Jade Canfield, and yeah, I had a lot of fun on the New Orleans trip. I'm just gonna kind of give like a recap of all the days because there's a lot of stuff that happened. So on the first day, it was just a long day of flights, and we flew to Pass Christian, Mississippi, and where we went to a Airbnb, which was like really cool. And I feel like I was just really nervous of like going to a new place, and like I didn't know what to expect. But the town that we were in was just like really beautiful, right on the water. We went to a really amazing place to eat, and it was just a really nice, like relaxing place. And then on the second day, we went on a boat tour with a man his name was Dan, and he took us out to see a bunch of islands and just the water, and that was like really fun because we got to see some dolphins, a lot of fish, and he took us to an island that had like a old Civil War like ruin thing, so that was really cool. And it was just, I got to fish a lot, and it was like kind of fun because I've never really fished in the ocean, so it was a lot of fun for me. And it was just amazing of how like relaxing and just calm the day was out in the water, so I really enjoyed that. On the third day, we drove towards New Orleans and went on a swamp tour, and we saw a bunch of gators, raccoons, birds, and huge bugs. I learned a lot of really cool things about the environment there that we don't have around here, so it was just interesting to know about the things down there. And then we went to New Orleans and got signed in for the gathering, and it was just, because we hadn't seen many people like those first couple of days, but then we would start to see lots of kids, and we just knew that it was going to be really big. And then that night we had the gathering, our first gathering, and I think that was just really amazing because I didn't really know how many people we were actually going to see, so it was just amazing to see like 16,000 kids in a stadium all there for the same reason. On the fourth day, we got to sleep in, and we went to the interactive learning, which is where just all the kids went to a convention center, and there's like tons of games and tons of activities, so we got to meet kids from all over. We met other kids from Wisconsin, we met kids from like Montana, Nebraska, California, Colorado, and it was just amazing to just see other people's perspectives and experiences. On the fifth day, we had the accompaniment day where we went to Covington, Louisiana, where we cleaned out trash at a house because they don't have trash services, so people just will dump all their trash in their backyards, and this was a buildup of like 5 to 10 years worth of trash, so it was just huge mounds of trash. Like there was a shed that was just completely filled. So we took shovels and bags and just filled up the bags for like 2 hours, and yeah, a lot of dirty diapers, not a lot of fun things, but those are important things because those are real things, and we need to help all we can. On the sixth day, we're all pretty tired from the day before, but we went on the goose chase, which was like a kind of like a game around the city where you have to go to different sites and stuff and take pictures and do different activities. That was honestly probably my least favorite day because it was just really hot and I didn't want to walk around that much, but I mean, you can't control that, but it was still a lot of fun to see all the really cool views in New Orleans. And also that night at Gathering, I think was like the most like powerful for me because they announced like the new director for the next event, and like they had like a kind of little ceremony for her where they like washed her feet, and I thought that was just like really cool. And then also we had like a lot of really good music, and I think we did the Apostles' Creed, and that was just like really cool because there's just like 16,000 people saying that, so that was like kind of like, whoa, this is a big thing. And then yeah, the seventh day was just like traveling day. I was pretty tired. I kind of wanted to get back. New Orleans is like a big, busy city, not like Prescott. And then yeah, overall, I think it was just really amazing because like I was never really nervous or scared just because everybody was there for the same reason, and that was really cool. Like I really appreciate all the young people there because like here, people, they go through confirmation and then they just never come back to church. So it was just cool to see all the young kids, and like it's easy to get like nervous and scared when you're just like dancing and singing, but everyone there was having a good time, so it was just fun. And I think my faith grew a lot because I feel like ever since I was young, you know, I've went to church, and it's been how it goes. Like you believe in God and that's what you do. But I feel like in order to believe in God, you need to understand why you believe in God. But I never really understood that because I just did it. I didn't need to know why. But I think that just interacting with all these people and being part of a bigger community, I just saw God through everybody, and I learned to love more. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to start by thanking everyone that donated and contributed to help us go to New Orleans, because it was really a life-changing experience. We all appreciate it a lot. Yeah, so I'll also just give recaps of each day and sort of random things that happened. Yeah, Sunday was a travel day. It was very long day, but it was worth it. We got to Mississippi and really enjoyed the Airbnb because it was right on the water. We could see the ocean from our front step. Yeah, we kind of relaxed a little bit, and then went to the restaurant, ate some good food, where also Charlie spilled some water on Jade, which was really funny because it was a lot of water. Yeah, Monday we got to sleep in a little bit, which was nice. We went on the boat tour, like Jade said, around the Gulf of Mexico to different islands and stuff. And I almost got pinched by a crab. That was scary. I don't think I moved that fast ever before in my life when I felt it. It was, yeah, but Captain Dan he really knew a lot about each island and the water around us and all the sea life and wildlife. So he was really cool to talk to. Tuesday, we left the Airbnb in the morning to go to a swamp tour in Cajun Encounters. We saw like gators, turtles, and wild raccoons, which is kind of cool. And we also saw a grasshopper that was like 3 inches long. It was kind of scary. Yeah, and then after the swamp tour, we got to actually go to New Orleans. That's when the fun really started. So Wednesday, we kind of took a chill day and just did the interactive learning and played games like Gaga Ball and Cornhole and Giant Jenga, basketball, Connect Four. Just got to meet a bunch of people from all over the place, which was cool. And then, yeah, final mass each night was also good. Thursday was the accompaniment day where we went to north of New Orleans called Covington, where a bunch of kids from all over were also there. And we just partnered with the church to go around the neighborhood and pick up trash from just the ditches and people's yards and stuff. And the one house in specific we went to, there was just so much trash. It was really sad to see, but we were really happy that we could help them out. And we could tell at the end that our homeowner was really pleased with us and the work we did. They're really grateful for that. Friday, we did the goose chase, so we got to go all around the city, see all like the old buildings and just go around and see everything. And the goose chase led us to the French market, so we got to kind of explore that. And then we had our synod day, so we met up with all the synods from Wisconsin and the UP. So then we had like a service, which was fun, and then final mass again. And then my favorite part of the whole trip was probably just each night the mass, because everyone was just coming together, everyone was happy, dancing, felt like kind of an escape from the real world, which was nice to have each night. Yeah, that's about it.
I also did like a recap of every day, and like on Sunday, we woke up like really early, like way too early, like, and we flew to New Orleans and then drove to Mississippi and checked into an Airbnb. And then we like ate at a restaurant, and it was pretty cool. And then Monday we went on a boat tour, and we met a guy named Captain Dan. He was our captain on the boat tour. He showed us like a lot of animals, like jellyfish and dolphins and fish and blue crabs and a bunch of stuff like that. And then we saw like an old military fort that was used during the Civil War, but it was like originally built for protection from the British during like the 1800s. Tuesday we went on a swamp tour. We saw a lot of animals. We saw like 20 alligators. We had like the actual gathering started that day, and like every day there was like a word, and that word for that day was brave. On Wednesday we had interactive learning day, which we played games with like a bunch of other people, and there was like a lot of people from Wisconsin there. I was really surprised. And then we met a bunch of people at the actual like mass gathering part, and the word for that day was authentic. Thursday we had accompaniment day where we helped clean trash for like a family in Covington, Louisiana. That like because they didn't have trash service, because apparently the garbage trucks couldn't actually get to their part of the place, or some of the people like couldn't afford it. When we got back, it was raining really hard. So everyone got wet when we went back to the hotel for a little while. So everyone like changed clothes because everyone was like soaking wet. And then we went to a closing mass for that day, and the word for that day was free. Friday we had Synod Day. We did like a scavenger hunt. We found a bunch of cool places around the city, and I would say that was definitely my favorite part of the trip, because it was really fun like exploring New Orleans. We went to the French market and like a bunch of other places, like I think it's called Reservation Hall, and it was like where a bunch of famous musicians played there, like Louis Armstrong played there at one point. We had worship with our synod and synods around Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We had closing like worship that day, and the word for that day was disruptive. On Saturday we had final mass, which included worship and music, and then we had like lunch at a restaurant, and then we left for the airport at like 1:15. p.m. and we got back at like 12:30 a.m. It was a long travel. And I'd like to thank everyone for all of your donations and your prayers and all that stuff. So thank you.
Hey everyone. So I just wanted to say thank you for being able to help give these three gentlemen an experience of a lifetime. And I know this was like my first youth gathering as an adult, and it was actually very eye-opening, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I got to do as an adult, getting to see the boys grow in faith with each other and other people, especially 16,000 kids. I mean, granted, Jade tried talking to every single person. But no, it was just a great experience overall, getting to see them individually grow as speakers, as getting comfortable without being comfortable. And yeah, it was a great opportunity. Thank you guys.
Thanks again to everyone. We really appreciate your support. Our Joy Church YouTube channel has video for each day. If you want to hear more about each day's adventure in depth and see more photos and videos, you can just go on to the church YouTube channel, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then day 7 is just like a recap of all the days that doesn't have any stories from them, because we had the stories today. So feel free to check it out. You could definitely hang around and ask them questions afterwards as well. Thank you.